If you like weird, spooky, and strange history, then I have the podcast for you. My name is Brenda, and I'm the host of Horrifying History. Are you into the dark side of history? Horrifying History tells you about the side of history that people don't normally talk about. We tell the tales of haunted places, infamous true crimes, the paranormal, and unsolved mysteries, and then we look to history to see where the truth actually lies. Want to get spooky with us? Get your Horrifying History fix by subscribing today on Spotify, Spreaker, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Darkcast Network, indie pods with a dark side.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Welcome to another episode of All Hallows Eve podcast. I am Jayson.
I am Reagan.
And I'm Kathi.
And yes, we are back. We took a little impromptu 1 week off there for personal... we completely forgot all about Easter. And,
Mom completely had a mom fail
Yep.
and forgot that it was Easter weekend.
To be honest, I forgot too. And on top of that, it was probably good because my mom finally went in for surgery and had her surgery done. Everything is okay on that end. So
She is home
she
and
is
resting.
home, resting and recuperating after 3 months of delay in getting this procedure done. And hopefully we won't have to worry about it again for a while. So, yep. Get well, Mom. Hopefully you'll hear that, but I doubt it. But, so this week we are covering Okay, if I slaughter the words in this episode, I apologize because it is a Japanese ritual, and yeah, I've been practicing.
Have you? You make fun of me.
I was up here all day yesterday trying to figure these goddamn words out. So this week's episode is about Sokushinbutsu, or the
Bless
art.
you.
Bless you. Sokushinbutsu, bless you. Oh, it is the art of self-mummification. And
This is a thing.
When we get into it, you'll find out more about it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We have stuff to do before we get into it.
Let's
let's not get too far into it.
It was a thing. So if you didn't notice, we had an extra voice in there somewhere, and that would be my daughter. Or hold
Hi.
on, let me rephrase that so I don't get in trouble while we're doing our new segment. This is our daughter, Reagan.
She
Hi.
introduced herself, so people know who she is.
Yeah, everybody knows who she is. She is going to be taking over our news. She will be reading our news for us.
Do you
So
have your news with you?
I actually have it for her. So,
What? I didn't look up any news. Daddy did.
I know, but do you
Yeah.
have it?
It's on Daddy's iPad.
it's over here. I got
Okay.
it. Relax,
Okay,
killer.
Just checking. And then we're also adding in a new segment this week, but I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet. We're going to let Reagan get through the news.
Yeah. So, thank you to everybody that has been buying merchandise. We appreciate it. If you are interested in purchasing any of our merch, head over to tpublic.com, plug in All Hallows Eve podcast into that search bar, and take you right to our page. Or you can go to our website and click on merchandise, and it'll take you right over to our website. Just wanted to throw that out there to everybody, all of our new listeners. And apparently we're into ripping paper on air now, so
It's a lovely sound.
it's a lovely thing. Was there anything else that we needed to cover first off?
Not really. I
No.
know the next couple weeks we're going to have I'm going to have a lot
yeah.
going on.
We, as a podcast, are going to have a lot a lot going on. Next week, next Monday, we will be doing a collaboration of sorts, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a collaboration with another podcast.
I'm really looking forward to this one a lot.
I don't know if you guys haven't listened to Today We Laughed and Learned with Deb and Chris over there. They are hilarious, and they cover a lot of interesting facts from history.
I will say, I did not listen to this latest one that Jayson pulled up because I don't like talking about teeth.
Me neither.
But I have one.
You have one what?
A wiggly tooth.
Okay, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be doing a
But yeah, we'll be doing a
collaboration with them.
We'll be releasing our episode with them, and then in turn, they're releasing their episode with us on it the same week. So you'll get a double dose of Jayson and Kathi on.
And then we have
this
another
week.
one coming up with.
Yeah. So our friends over at Films and Fermentation reached out and said, "Hey, you guys want to come over and join us?" I'm like, abso-freaking-lutely, we will be there. I didn't even bat an eye to it.
And then to top that all off, I have end of school stuff is starting to settle in. There's a lot.
Have you guys? Okay, so for all of us Gen Xers out there that were raised in the 90s, 80s and 90s, have you ever heard that song, Stacy's Mom Has Got It Going On? Or Stacy's Mom, the PTA soccer mom? Yeah, that's my wife. So, like, our May is, it's loaded.
The end of April, May, even the beginning of June, I'm looking at the calendar and every day I'm writing something new down. I'm like.
And it's like, hey, don't forget, we still have to record in there somewhere too. So
Reagan has her art gallery coming up. She has her book reception coming up.
Yep.
She's going to have a
A
field
track
day.
meet, field day.
Field trips.
A whole shitload of
Parade of
stuff.
Success. A color run. All kinds of things.
What's the parade of success?
Your parade you do every year.
Yep. So yeah, we're busy beavers. So,
you're a beaver?
I'm busy beaver.
All right.
So all right. Well, anyway, that's what's been going on. And again, Mom, get well.
And I'd also like to mention that we had a week of summer.
Yeah, and now we're back into the 30s.
We're back in winter. What can we
Sounds like I'm living in Michigan all over again.
Pick one season.
Right?
Yeah.
I think we get 4 in 1 week.
It definitely dries. We had hail yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That was weird.
Like, we're not talking small hail either. We're talking
it looked like popcorn in the front yard.
Like marble-sized hail. It's like, holy hell, where'd that come from? So.
The weather has been absolutely crazy.
But anyway, all right. Enough of that silliness. So,
let's
Reagan.
Get into some new silliness.
Yeah, let's, what do you got for news over there, my dear?
We got Ice Age discovery, 30,000-year-old squirrel found in Canada.
Canada?
Yeah.
Sorry, Deb.
So
they found a 30,000-year-old squirrel in Canada? Is that what you're telling us?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you going to read to us?
You going to read it?
Yes, just right.
This comes from Ripley's.com, by the way. So, go for it.
The Ice Age franchise that began in 2002 contains many hilarious scenes featuring Scrat, a saber-toothed squirrel.
A saber-toothed squirrel. It's okay. Keep going.
The fuzzy guy gets into plenty of trouble during various acorn-driven escape pads. What?
Escapades.
Okay. You can even
Categorize. Go ahead.
these miniature misadventures as downright catastrophic accidents. Among the most famous episodes is his attempt to bury a prized acorn. It leads to an united unattended crack in the ice, sending a glacier hurling towards the scraggly rodent. Scrat's pursuit of shiny acorns leads to his accidental
Preservation
in a block of ice, only to turn up 20,000 years later in Hawaii. A quick thaw puts him back on the quest of acorns, though he eventually settles on a coconut instead. Despite the whimsical nature of the plot, a recent scientific discoveries includes a surprising shout out to Scrap. Keep reading for the full scoop of 30,000 years old fur balls scientists recently revealed contains a real life ice age squirrel. The mystery of the fur ball. While the 30,000-year-old Arctic squirrel fossil sounds fantastic on its face, what gold miners uncovered in Canada in 2018 was anything but pretty. A ball of claws and fur, the unrecognizable object had researchers scratching their heads. Some declare it a mangled lump of mummified flesh, giving it little more thoughts. But a recent re-examination of the fur ball in preparation for its display at White Horse's Yukon Bearing.
I can't even pronounce that.
No.
Just say
YBIC has uncovered a far more fascinating story. As it turns out, the fur ball is none other than a fully intact mummified squirrel preserved mid-hibernation at some point in the distant past.
Paleontologist Grant
Zuzong of the Yukon government notes it's not quite recognizable until you see these little hands and these clouds and you see a little tail and then you see ears. The mystery of the fur ball was solved. Although the furry mummified ball isn't about to melt or return to life like Scrat, the critter still tells an extraordinary story. Scientists now believe that the ball represents a crowed-up Arctic ground squirrel. Remarkable, this ancient species still lives where the permafrosted squirrel was uncovered. They look more like gophers than squirrels, but they still hibernate and flourish in Canada Yukon territory. It's amazing to think that this little guy was running around the Yukon several thousand years ago. The remarkable find recently yield more information thanks to X-ray scans. Researchers initially feared the mummification progress and the artifact's great age meant a deteriorated skeletal structure, but the scans provide evidence of a highly preserved bone structure, nearly identical to that the Arctic ground squirrels today.
So they found a squirrel in the permafrost.
Yes.
But it was just a ball of fur, basically.
Well, yeah, at first glance, all they could tell was there was some claws and fur.
Yeah. They found a ball of fur in the Yukon territory, and they didn't know what it was until they did a scan on it, or an x-ray, and found out that it is a Arctic ground squirrel, basically.
Yeah, if you look at the picture that came up with it, I wouldn't identify it as a squirrel right away.
No, it's a huge ball of fur.
It looks like a giant hairball.
It does.
Like a saber-toothed
Yeah.
tiger coughed it up.
Yeah, to be fair, that's what it looks like.
It does.
But then you see the x-rays next to it, and you can tell more clearly that it's... yeah, if you pull it up closer, you can see the claws.
Yep.
That's creepy and gross.
I think it's pretty dang cool.
No, there's more.
Oh.
She read the whole thing beforehand. She's like, oh, no, there's more in there.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's quite the interesting story and find. But I mean, it's cool that, well, I mean, first off, it's sad because the permafrost is melting and they were able to find this. But second, it's kind of cool that they found it because it's a mummified squirrel.
Right.
Basically. And it falls kind of in line with our story today. So.
It does.
Oh, it does.
It does.
I didn't even get the connection.
Yep. So.
The squirrel kind of looks like a gopher. The picture up on top.
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. It's kind of neat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's our weird news for this week.
A 30,000-year-old squirrel.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts that they were able to find this little ball of fur.
Nuts.
Right.
The squirrel's looking for his nuts, and we found the squirrel instead.
Right. That's kind of cool, though. But anyway, all right. So.
I like how you tied that in with this week's episode.
Right. Just kind of fell into it. So we are introducing a new segment, and I'm going to be regretting this in the future. And we'll get into it after this message.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Deb.
And we host a pretty fun podcast called Today We Laughed and Learned. You know, this is where we discuss all the things we should have learned, but, well, never did. And we have quite a few laughs along the way.
Today we laughed and learned with Chris and Deb.
We're curious about everything. Experts on nothing.
Come find us wherever you get your podcasts.
Daddy.
All right, so we're back. I don't know where I found this. I know where I found this segment at, but
I brought it to your attention while I was listening to.
Yeah, you were listening to one of your favorite Florida DJs down there, and we're gonna call this one "Shock the Monkey," and take a wild guess who the monkey is.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Daddy.
Yeah, I am the monkey.
What are you doing?
I am adjusting this.
For what?
So I can't slip out. So,
Slip out of what?
If anybody out there knows, they make these training collars for dogs. And the one that we have has a beep on it, which is the one that we use.
Yeah, that triggers our dog right there. He knows.
Yep. And we've never had to use any of the other functions on this collar. So I was like, hey, why not? Let's see what this is all about, because it has a vibration function on it and also a shock function on it. So now you know where I'm coming from with this whole shock the monkey. Put the goddamn thing down.
Just looking at it, because I don't think it has all the features you were saying it does.
It has vibrate on it. It has beep, and it has shock. And it's set for shock, so put it down.
Oh, I adjusted it earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you go all the way down on it, it's the vibration one. So we've never had to use the shock function because the beep serves its purpose. And I was like, hey, let's try out that shock function. Put it down.
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
So what we're going to do, let me see it.
It only has two functions. There's the vibrate.
You got to go all the way down. That's the tone. That's the vibrate.
Yeah,
the other one's the vibrate.
There's only those two. There isn't a...
There is a shock function on it. Yes. Leave it alone. So, stupid me decided to come up with this little thing. I don't know if
Reagan and I get to ask questions.
Yep.
And if he gets them wrong...
Guess who gets shocked? Me. Never done this before, and it's not.
I don't know that this is really a good idea.
I don't know either, but we'll find out.
Do you have life insurance?
Yeah, multiple. Actually, you'd be a very rich woman if I passed away. You know, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, medically, this probably is not the best.
Don't do this at home.
Don't do this.
Shouldn't even be doing it now, but we're going to do it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Shouldn't be doing it now, but I'm going to do it anyway. What do you got it set on?
1.
Okay.
You're
Try
not going to feel that.
Yeah. The fuck, I can't feel that. That just made my leg jump.
I had it on my hand and I felt nothing.
You probably didn't have both on there.
Both what?
Both sensors, because there's 2 little sensors.
No, I had it.
on
I was
there.
holding it, like cupping it in my hand.
But anyway, no, I felt that.
Okay, here.
Yay! I get to shock
Holy
Daddy.
shit, it made my leg jump. So, the whole point in this is they need to test my test what? What are we? I'm
memory?
I'm scared. I think they're gonna have way too much fun with this. Is what this is. Yeah, test my knowledge on weird things.
Some of
And
them have to pertain.
I'm
most
watching
of this,
her. I'm not focusing on what I'm saying.
Most of this comes from episodes that we have already done.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You can probably turn that up just a touch. Turn it up to like 2, 3. All right. What? So yeah, okay. So the segment's called Shock Them. This is going to be a weekly thing too. So if you guys enjoy this, and
send me questions.
here's the thing: let's set a timer for 15 seconds. If I can't get it within 15 seconds, guess who's getting shocked? And if I get it wrong, guess who's getting shocked? Sound like a deal? All right.
Wait, what?
Set it.
Wait, so either way,
Either
unless
way,
you get
I'm
the answer
probably-
correct,
I'm
you
getting
get
shocked.
I would like people to
I
send
need a
questions
cigarette.
in. Okay, let's take a quick break.
No. Just keep going.
If people would like to send a question in, I want it sent to my personal email so you can't see them.
Yeah, that's fine.
And so people want to send in a question, send a request to All Hallows Eve, and then I will send you my personal email to send you a
Or
question.
Messenger on on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because we both can get those, and I won't answer the Facebook stuff. So
Okay, fair enough. I
Just
just don't
do
want
it
you
that
seeing
way.
the questions ahead of time. That was my concern.
Yeah.
So this week I came up with the questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
All right, Reagan, would you like to read the first question?
Yes. Who were the 3 serial killers working at about the same time in Santa Cruz?
Wait, I didn't set the timer. Go ahead.
Kemper, Mullen. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, fuck.
5,
God damn it.
4,
Kemper, Mullen. Oh,
3.
God damn it. Oh, we did it.
zap them. Which one? Nope, this one.
Ow! Fuck. God damn it. Jesus Christ, woman.
I thought you were going to have this one for sure.
Oh, I got 2 out of the 3. Who was the third one?
John Fraser.
Ah, fuck
The
me.
killer prophet.
Yeah. Dang it. All right. Sorry about my swearing. I know my daughter's on here with us, but I can't help it.
I don't care. I hear you guys say that all the time. So.
Okay.
Okay,
anyway, yeah,
okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
All right, ready for the next question?
Yeah.
What is another name for the Yaramayahu?
Yaramaya. Oh, fuck.
10,
Was I really paying attention?
5,
5,
Yaramaya.
3,
I remember that.
1.
I don't know. Ah, fuck. God damn it.
First of all, I gotta say I'm proud of myself for being able to say it correctly.
God damn.
And it was the regurgitating vampire.
Oh, yeah. The one that looked like the little fucking
The
toad
red
or
frog.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. Damn it.
Okay, you ready for the next
That was
one?
2. Yeah.
What are the names of Thor's goats?
Oh, and they both scream, too. Oh.
This one, to be fair, if you need, I can give you multiple choice.
Yes, please. Multiple choice.
Okay. So there's A, tooth trasher, B, tooth gnasher, C, tooth gritter, D, tooth grinder. Hold on, let me restart the... Go.
Oh, it's either tooth gnasher or tooth grinder.
There's two.
Oh, so this is multiple. Okay.
Yeah, there's...
Tooth gnasher and tooth grinder.
Oh, Daddy got that one right.
Ha. I only remember that from the movie. What did you say? No, say it. What did you say? Say it in the mic. What did you say?
You'll hear it later when you play it back.
No, what did you say?
I said, can I still shop here?
Fucker.
Idiot.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
You'll probably get this one too. What title was given to Dennis Rader?
BTK, right?
Dang.
Bind, torture, kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. BTK.
All right.
We never did an episode on him though.
No, we have not. But I said
But I
most
want to.
of them.
Yeah, but I want to though.
All right, you ready for the last one?
Yep.
What is another name for a warrior rabbit?
A warrior rabbit?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
We covered this one.
A warrior rabbit.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
5,
4, yeah.
3,
2,
2,
1.
No, I don't know it. Oh, God damn it.
A jackalope.
Oh, no. That
Yes.
was cheating. That
No,
was
it
not
wasn't.
a warrior rabbit.
Yes, it was.
Was not.
Yes, it is. If you go right on the cryptid site, it's called a jackalope or a warrior rabbit. And we covered it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't remember that. I was also hungover that day. So
You can remember that, but you can't remember a
yeah, I
warrior
can't
rabbit.
remember warrior rabbit. Nope. So put it down.
She even has it strapped to her wrist.
She's got her finger on it too.
No. You want to try it?
No.
Okay, then.
You sure you don't want to try it? No, you're not.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
No, I'm sure it was. Yeah. Those little suckers got pack a punch to them.
No, next
Damn.
time we should each one you get wrong. As it gets wrong, we go up a notch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an idea.
That
I don't
would
know.
be
Hey,
fun.
listeners out there, send her some ideas.
We'll
She,
film
that's
some
going to be her segment from now on. She's like, are you ready for your shock treatment?
shock
Yep.
therapy. Oh, that's what we should call it.
Shock
Shock
therapy.
therapy.
Yeah. Oh, my God. All right. So, yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That was the end of that. Ugh.
Are we gonna do it next week?
Yeah, we're going to do it next week.
Yes.
Fuck her.
What? It's funny and fun.
I can't believe you're my daughter. You were my favorite child, too.
All right.
Well,
take
not
this,
anymore.
Take this back downstairs, please.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye, Reagan.
Bye, Reagan. Okay, so we will get into our main segment after this message.
Ooh, I've been dying to try this place.
Oh my god, me too. I've heard such good things about it.
Welcome to the Crime Diner. I'm Cindy. I'll be cooking for you this evening. Here are your menus.
Ooh, what are you thinking about getting?
I don't know, murder with a side of cannibalism? What about you?
Ooh, that sounds good. I'm torn between historical mayhem and the social injustice, maybe?
Oh.
I just want to let you know that each episode comes with dinner, dessert, and a specialty drink chosen by yours truly.
Wine Dine and Storytime has had a makeover, and we invite you to slide into the booth with us at the Crime Diner, where each week we will discuss a crime over dinner, drinks, and dessert. See you there!
So, do you have fun with that, or what? Like,
I kinda did.
I kind of figured you would. Fucker. Like, that has a punch to it. It made my hand curl. I didn't think about my hand, because I have a bum hand for anybody out there. Like, I had surgery on it, about a decade ago.
Longer than that.
Yeah, it was before we got together,
Yeah.
but in my one finger, it's like a claw. It doesn't straighten out. So every time she zapped me, my finger, I could feel my finger Turkey rolling around.
Ow!
She just smacked herself in the mouth with her coffee cup. The sucker
You
made my knee
see?
jump. I'm like, I was literally like jumping over here.
He's showing me as I'm trying to take a sip of my coffee, and I smacked it into the microphone. It bounced back, hit me in the mouth.
Unbelievable shit we do for podcasting, right?
I
all
enjoy
right.
shock therapy.
So,
Did you like your questions?
yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, those were good questions. I like
Okay.
those questions. Those were good.
Okay.
All right. So, if you guys have any questions out there
Send me
for
a
this
message.
segment, send Kathy a message and she will answer them and use them. So, you ready to get into our main segment?
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right. So, our main segment is Sokushinbutsu. This is
Again, bless you.
Yeah, this is the art of self-mummification from Japan. So basically it's a type of Buddhist mummy, obviously. In Japan, it is the practice of reducing the food and water intake to the point of death and entering mummification while still alive. That's
So this
the
is
actual
intentional.
title of it. Yes, this is intentional. They used to do this for a higher. They wanted to reach nirvana, which is total enlightenment in the Buddhist religion. You ready? What? Go ahead.
No, I'm just like thinking back to the first Buddhist who was like, "Ooh, I got a challenge."
Yeah, let's mummify ourselves to reach that
Like,
enlightenment.
what? Why did this thought process come to him, and why did others follow, thinking that it was a good idea?
Right?
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right. Anyway, so on the Japanese mountain of Udono, which is known and revered for its powers of rebirth and rejuvenation, at least 17 monks attained total nirvana, or the highest state of spiritual enlightenment, between the years 1081 and 1903.
How many?
At least 17 that they know of. There could be many more on this mountain that they don't know about, that are still buried in the ground. So you'll find out more as we go on the process.
How many people have tried this? Unknown.
Unknown. Yeah. They don't know how many.
Okay,
All right.
let's go because I have so many questions.
So during the 9th century, a monk named Kobo Daishi and some followers traveled to the peaks of Udono, and there they built the Dainichi-bo temple. And there they started the Sokushinbutsu religion, which is an extreme combination of Buddhism, shamanism, and local religious beliefs. When Kobo died in 835, they say he crawled into his tomb and went into a state of meditation so intense that it induced suspended animation. What?
I'm processing.
Okay. So the first recorded attempt at Sokushinbutsu was in the year 1081. A monk named Sojin buried himself alive, but when his disciples retrieved his body, they found that the rot, the natural rot, started setting in, so he wasn't able to attain the spiritual higher enlightenment. So they ended up just burying him, but he was the first known attempt at trying to do this.
So basically, he just knew that he was dying, and he climbed inside his tomb.
Well, I think he was just trying to reach that higher enlightenment. So they ended up perfecting this along the way, and we're going to fast forward to 1783. A 96-year-old monk named Shin Yokai Shobin started the Sokushinbutsu process. They say the reason he started the process was because he saw that his village was suffering from drought and famine, and he wanted to sacrifice himself for his village. He wanted to bring good vibes onto the village. So he started up the mountain to start phase 1, because there's 3 different phases for this. The first phase, called Moku Jikyago, or tree eating. That's the literal translation, tree eating. He traversed up and down the mountain, eating nothing but nuts and seeds up to 7 times a day. This phase would last 1,000 days, and it would drop his body fat to 0, along with decreasing his muscle mass.
So wait, he walked up and down the mountain eating what?
Nothing but nuts and seeds for 1,000 days.
Okay, I give up after like half a day.
Right, I couldn't do it. I get hungry after 20 minutes.
Like, seriously.
So basically, the nuts and seeds would cause the natural bacteria that would cause decay to actually decrease. So he's taking away all of his body fat, his muscle mass, plus the natural bacteria in his body. So at the end of 1,000 days, could you imagine what he looked like? He'd be like skin and bones, literally.
Like, seriously, I like food too much.
Right? I think we all do. So Shin Yokai then entered the second phase. Mind you, he's a 96-year-old man doing this. 1,000 days is almost 3 years. So at 99 years old, he entered the second phase. All right. And this is called Nyojo, or translated to deep meditation. This phase lasted 100 days. During this time, he went into a deep meditation. And while doing that, he also drinks a specific tea that is made from the sap of the urushi tree and the water of a local waterfall. So to get into the sap of the urushi tree was also used in Japan as a sealant or a lacquer. They used it to seal pottery.
So he's drinking
Japan.
poison.
Basically, he was drinking lacquer. So on top of that, the water that he used had traces of arsenic in it.
Why?
That was just the natural
Ew.
stuff coming out of the ground. It had traces of arsenic in it. So during this 100 days, the tea was causing his body to literally dry out. So that lacquer was pulling all of the natural moisture in his body out while basically poisoning him. It also killed any remaining bacteria that was in his body. So anything that was left over from the first 1,000 days was then killed.
All right, then. This
So-
doesn't sound like...
Now, obviously, being close to death after all of that, Shinuki was placed in a wooden box that was just big enough for him to sit in the lotus position, or basically, like, cross-legged.
Crisscross applesauce is what it's correctly called nowadays.
All right, okay. And a bell was also placed in it with him. And this bell is instrumental, okay? The box was then placed in the ground. It was surrounded by coal and covered with dirt. A bamboo shoot was placed into the box through the ground so Shinuki could breathe. So,
Wait, okay, so he's sitting crisscross applesauce in a box
yep,
with a straw sticking out of it in the ground surrounded by coal.
holding a bell.
Is the bell above ground like they used to do at the cemeteries?
No, this is in the box with him.
Okay.
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 So once a day, he would ring the bell so the monks up above would know he was still alive, because his disciples would be there waiting for all of this to happen.
Oh,
So-
and now, are they all eating during this?
Probably because
So can he smell all the yumminess above ground?
anyway, so that would suck.
It
like,
would.
dude, you're making me
Like, I'm
hungry.
sorry. Like, okay, I'm sorry. I like food, y'all. If you've never seen my picture, I'm a foodie. I like food.
Yeah, we all do.
I would be so pissed. Okay, sorry.
I think
I'm
we'd all
sorry.
be kind of. I'd be like ringing that bell like crazy. Like, get me out of here, because I'm claustrophobic to start with. But anyway, so the rest of the time that he was in that box, he would ring that bell, and then the rest of the time he would meditate for the
How would he know
that whole time.
when one day begins and one day ends?
I
How
don't know.
How does he know that?
I was wondering the same thing. I don't know. So I imagine he probably rung it more than once a day. But I'm just
Because
saying.
wouldn't you like lose all sense of time sitting in the dark?
I would. But I was
Or
wondering
is somebody
the same
yelling
thing.
down the straw? Day 1 has now ended.
Yeah, right.
Day 2 has begun.
Whistling Dixie down there to him. But anyway, when the bell stopped ringing, the monks then removed the bamboo shoot and they sealed the tomb for another 1,000 days. So another 3 years would pass, or almost 3 years would pass. After the 1,000 days passed, the monks then unsealed his tomb and they found his body perfectly preserved. They then removed it, washed it, and dressed it. They then placed his mummified body in the Dainichibo temple where it still remains today. 300 years
That's
later,
crazy.
over 300 years later, he is at the Dainichibo temple. And they
Is he still
dressed-
sitting crisscross applesauce?
Yeah, the way he was when he died is the way
That
he
he's
is
still
now.
reserved in the...
And there are pictures of it online. You can see his mummified body online, and it's really cool. They say that they go and they wash his body once a week and change his clothes for him because he's revered as one of the ones that reached total nirvana. What?
Give me your notes or type it in. I want to see. I did not know what this week's topic was about. Jayson said he was going to handle this one. So I have no notes, nothing prepared for this episode.
Let me see here. I'll pull up images.
Okay, so you said there was three steps. The first step was tree eating.
Yep. First step was tree eating. The second step was meditation.
Okay.
And then the third step was being completely sealed in.
Oh, when the bell stops ringing and they completely
yep.
close in the tomb, that's step 3.
Yep, step 3 is when he's inserted into the ground. That was the third step.
And this is something that they want to achieve. And you said 17 people have achieved this.
That they know of. But because the mountain is a religious, it's revered as a religious thing, not many people will go through looking for these mummified.
Right, they don't want to disturb the ones.
So Sokushinbutsu was actually banned in 1879 by Emperor Meiji. The emperor thought it was suicide and barbaric, but the monks thought it was a form of further enlightenment. And the government or the emperor at the time said assisted suicide, including religious suicide, is illegal, no matter what. So, with that being said, the last monk Bukai, performed this ritual illegally in 1903. His mummified remains were unearthed in 1961 by a team of researchers who were amazed by his pristine condition. Bukai now rests in Kenzionji, Japan. There are 16 Sokushibutsu in Japan. 13 are preserved in the Tohoku region, and 7 of the 8 found in Yamagata remain on the mountain Udono.
This is crazy. I'm like looking at these pictures, and it's just, I still don't understand the first one who decided, hey, let me try this. Did he just wake up one day and say, hey, I got an idea. I want to try an experiment. Who's with it?
It's like all religion or all religious practices. You're always trying to attain that higher step. You want to be closer to, say, in Christianity, you want to be closer to God, right? So you have these extreme things that you will do, like flogging. They used to flog themselves for their sins because they wanted to be closer to God. They wanted to have a higher enlightenment and reach nirvana and live forever.
I get that,
you know.
but how did they determine that this is the steps needed to mummify themselves?
Like I said, it took 300 years for them to actually perfect this. So
but
that
was it
first
perfected,
person,
or was it just
trial
luck?
and error?
Yeah.
Like that first person went in, his body rotted, so he did not reach that enlightenment, or nirvana, because his body
Right.
wasn't preserved.
I get that.
So
I don't know that this is perfection, or like you said, it's trial and error. Were they flukes? Were they just?
I'm thinking more trial and error. You know what I mean?
And who's to say that what works for one monk?
Well, apparently it worked for 17 of them or more. Like, this process worked to dry their body out and turn them into mummies. You know what I mean?
I know. I just you're making my brain hurt. It's Sunday. It's rainy, and we should just be like.
Well, they reached this enlightenment somehow.
Okay.
It's crazy when you sit down and you think about it. It took them over 300 years to figure out this process. So it's like, oh, okay, this part worked, but this part didn't.
Well, it sounds like they all
mean?
tried the same steps. But like I said, just because it worked for one doesn't mean it's going to work for another one. Like, what if there's some type of ailment
Mm-hmm.
that they don't know about, or their body doesn't react well with this, or what if they're allergic to nuts?
It also said that if you did not reach that mummified state, they assumed that you did not reach that higher level, and they would just bury you where you were.
Well, yeah. Why am I going to unbury you?
But the ones that reached that enlightenment, that mummification state, they would take out and put.
But the only way to tell whether or not they reach that mummification is they have to unbury them.
Yep.
And dig deeper.
And that's what they did. They
would have to unbury you and then be like, no, you didn't make it. Okay, here you go. We're going to just cover you back up.
Yep. But the ones that
did they get a ceremony?
I did that. I'm assuming so, but they don't like the ones. The ones that reached that enlightenment, they worship to this day. The ones that did not reach enlightenment, they just kind of left there and they don't worship them.
An honorary mention? Do they get like a second place ribbon?
Probably not. Here's your red ribbon for not making it. Here's your participation trophy.
Like, are there graves marked on this mountain? If people wanted to, for say, visit them,
it didn't get into any of that. It just said that
my brain just goes into.
I mean, if you want to know, go travel, but I don't know. Like, it didn't say. It just says that they were never worshipped again, or you know what I mean. They were pretty much forgotten to time, is what it is. So,
I'm looking at some of these pictures, and it's just
crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
Like they wanted to find that enlightenment and just go with it.
And that takes like dedication, because like you said, the first step alone, you said was 1,000 days.
1,000 days.
As walking up and down,
eating nothing but seeds and nuts.
See, I would never be.
And then 100 days of drinking this tea, and apparently not eating anything, but drinking this tea and meditation.
I would never be worshipped ever.
And then basically death. After that, it sounds like you're starving yourself to death, is what it sounds like.
Well, yeah, especially if you're just eating nuts and walking all day long,
up and down. You're deteriorating down to nothing. Zero body fat and basically zero muscle mass.
Maybe I should do the first part.
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
I like to eat too much.
Yeah, let's not say we did. All right.
I could use to lose a few pounds.
You know who sent me this?
Who?
Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah. He always comes up with some weird shit. But
I had actually, when you brought this up, I had actually just read about, just real quickly about it in my Facebook feed. I don't know why it was there, but it was there. And I just read very quickly
I think
about
that
it.
might have been the one that Josh sent to us because he tagged me in it.
Oh, maybe.
He tagged me in it. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to have to look into that. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do that.
And I just left it alone. And then you brought up that you wanted to do it. And I was like, what is that? And then you explained. I was like, oh, I did just read about this, but
So on another flip side of that, though, this is considered an extreme religion. So
So
you
is
are
this
going to
considered
get...
a cult?
No, I wouldn't consider this a cult.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider this a cult
Just
at all.
extreme.
I would just consider it an extreme religious practice, basically. Kind of like the flogging and things like that. You know, they... You're trying to reach a spiritual level by self-harm. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, constitutes an extreme religious practice.
I can't imagine myself sitting there drinking this.
Mm-mm.
The tea couldn't possibly taste good.
No.
But I wonder if that point, do your taste buds even work anymore?
Well, they, when you look at these mummies, everything's intact. Teeth, skin.
I know. I'm
bone.
looking. Well, not all of them have their skin, but I'm looking at
Like a lot of it is intact. They are.
like this
Wow.
particular picture. It looks like the monk is propped against something, and the way his hands are positioned, it's like he's blessing this little girl who has stood up underneath the hands.
Yeah. So I mean, they are.
But that monk does not look like he was crisscross applesauce.
No.
The other ones, you can tell by the way they're
sitting that they were in the lotus position and meditating when they passed, and that's how they stayed for 1,000 days.
I like that this one is wearing sunglasses.
I wonder if that almost looks photoshopped in. Seriously.
Well, I'm wondering because some of them. I'm wondering if there was something wrong with his eye sockets and it was making people uncomfortable.
Maybe that could be it too. But we will post some of these pictures up on our Facebook page, and I will post them up on Instagram also. But yeah, it is outlawed now, so don't do it. They could still be practicing it. Nobody knows. That's the thing. That was another part of it. Nobody knows if they're still practicing this or not. So even though it's outlawed, just like everything else, you outlaw something, people are going to do it anyway. So leave that there.
I guess.
But yeah, they just wanted to reach that higher enlightenment. Yeah.
No, thank you. It's definitely not a religion I'll be following.
Okay. It's extreme.
I won't say I'm an extreme eater, but
yeah. Anyway,
I don't miss a meal.
Neither do I. Don't worry. So, with that was Sokushinbutsu, the practice of self-mummification.
Alrighty then.
Nice, huh?
Yeah.
So, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
So, don't forget that we will be joined with Chris and Deb next week. And that will definitely be a fun one to do. And then we will actually be on their podcast also. So keep that.
I'm looking forward to this very much.
Keep that in mind. We are covering spooky places and interesting facts. And a lot of laughs. So they are actually celebrating their Easter right now.
Oh, awesome.
So happy Easter. And don't forget,
Easter.
In a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks there after that, we will be joining Leo, Mike, and Kevin again on a drinking binge of unnatural proportions.
My stomach hurt so much from all the laughing last time. I can't wait.
So if you enjoyed that, stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun. So do you want to let them know where we can be found at?
Come find us at allhallowsevepodcast.com. You can find our latest episodes up there. Merchandise links. Be sure to check that out. I think Jayson might be adding a couple new shirts up onto that site, rearranging the site a little bit.
Yep, I will be going in and putting some new designs up there. So head on over there and check that out.
Make sure like I said, it's interactive. You can put it on totes,
mugs, tumblers, T-shirts,
sweatshirts,
yeah, all kinds of fun
laptop
stuff.
holder carry case things.
Yeah. So if that's your thing.
Yes.
Like, it used to be mine, but
You can pick your colors that you want to put it on.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun.
Yep. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That gets us out to a wider audience, and it gets our voices heard a little bit more. So hit that like and subscribe button, guys.
Dun,
And
dun, dun.
don't forget to follow us on all social media. We are out there. So
Way out there.
way out there. So with that,
Hey.
what?
Know why skeletons are so calm?
Why?
Because nothing gets under their skin. Stay spooky, my friends.
Yes. It's so cool.
Going to California, eh? How's that? Better?
For what? I wasn't listening to what you were.
Spend my days with a woman unkind.
Why are we changing the music? Or are you just testing?
I'm just testing. Huh?
No, I didn't say we were going anywhere. I said we had something to do.
And this is what we're doing.
No, I just said that we had something to do.
So when you do talk, make sure you're on top of the mic. You guys can probably
Okay.
both do it at the same time. Huh.
1, 2, 3. All eyes on me.
Jesus. All right.
This is going to be fun. Keep forgetting it.
Yeah, you got to talk here more on the side.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to restart that because I didn't have my music up.